I want to take a look at 3 Dots and Boxes game, which I've stopped partway through. Let's start with game number 1. You can see that the board has been broken up by the moves that have already been played into several parts. There's a part over here, another part here, a third part, a fourth part, a fifth part, and a sixth part. And notice that in each of these parts, you can drive in and out of the board. So say for this part right here, I can drive in over here and drive out over there. So one long track. This is a much shorter track over here. You can drive in here, go around the dot, and drive back out of the board. Each of these is called a chain. And a chain can be one of two kinds. We can either have a long chain. A long chain has 3 or more boxes. So we have 2 long chains in this picture. This first chain has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes in it. And this chain down here has 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 2 long chains in this picture. A short chain is 1 or 2 boxes. So 1 or 2 boxes. And we have several short chains in this picture. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. Now I want you to notice some things about this picture. For one, no matter what the next player to move does, the player after that is going to be able to take some boxes. If the next player to move, say, makes a move right here, then the player after that can move down here and take a box, up here and take a box. As a matter of fact, they could take this whole chain if they wanted to, and it wouldn't matter where the next player to move were to move in this chain. If they put a mark anywhere in this chain, there, or there, the player after them could take the whole chain. And that would be true in this short chain if the next player to move were to move into this short chain, or in this short chain, or wherever. Let's move on to the second game. The second game also has some long and short chains. We can see one long chain right here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes, and 2 short chains over here with 2 boxes each. 1, 2. So there are 2 boxes in these 2 short chains, 6 boxes in this long chain. We also have this structure right here which goes around in a loop. And as a matter of fact, it's called a loop. Now this is a 6-box loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes in this loop. And so chains are not the only thing that can exist once you get to this point in the game where the next player to move opens up some boxes for their opponent. And the same thing is true in this picture. If the next player to move goes here, then their opponent can take both these boxes. If the next player to move goes somewhere in this chain, their opponent can take both these boxes. If they move into this chain, then their opponent could take all the boxes in this chain. And if they move into this loop, their opponent could take all the boxes in this loop. So you see why I stopped the game at this particular spot. The fact that the game is come to a very critical juncture here where the next player to move opens up boxes for their opponent. Let's take a look at yet more structures that could possibly occur. So we already see one short chain over here with 1 box in it, and one short chain over here, again with 1 box in it. What we have over here doesn't look particularly recognizable until we break it down. This is actually a loop with 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes in it, with a short chain attached to it. And even so, you can see that the next player, if the next player to move moved anywhere in here, in the short chain or in the loop that's attached to it, then their opponent could take some boxes. Even more interesting is this structure that occurs over here with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. We can consider this to be a long chain with a short chain attached, and of course we have some choice as to which part we consider the long chain and which part we consider the short chain. We could consider the long chain to say be these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, and the short chain to be the other 2 boxes. Or we can consider the long chain to be these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, and the short chain to be these other 2 boxes, and so on. The important part is, again, no matter where the next player to move moves in any of these, anywhere in this structure, with these 2 chains attached together, their opponent is going to be able to take at least 1 box. So these are most of the structures that occur in a dots and boxes game. And again, these games have been stopped at the important point where the next player to move automatically opens some boxes for their opponent.